Well, here's my word. Get the hell off my spread. Now.
For over 3 decades, the mansion on Newport Beach stood in silence. The blinds were shut, the doors sealed, and inside, John Wayne's private world was frozen in time. When he died in 1979, his family locked everything away. Every photo, every letter, every secret. No one was allowed in. And for 30 years, the world could only imagine what was hidden behind those gates. But when the doors finally opened in 2011, what they found inside left everyone stunned. Because it wasn't just movie memorabilia. It was a museum of a man's greatness and guilt. This is the untold story of John Wayne's final years, the scandals he tried to bury, and the legacy that refuses to rest in peace. He was born Marion Robert Morrison, a 13-pound baby from Iowa. So huge, the local paper wrote about it. But destiny already had plans for him. By age 3, he nearly drowned in an icy creek before being saved by a stranger. Maybe that's where the legend began. A boy who defied death, born to play heroes who never died. When his family moved to California, he earned a nickname that would outlive him, Duke. At first, it was just what people called him and his dog. But later, it became the name America whispered with pride, the Duke. He was the face of courage, the man who never flinched, on screen or off. But behind that tough, all-American smile, John Wayne was fighting more than outlaws. He was fighting failure, heartbreak, and later, his own mortality. His Hollywood story didn't start with fame. It started with hunger. In the late 1920s, he was a broke prop boy at Fox Studios, heating beans on a hot plate, barely surviving. He wasn't the Duke. He was just a kid with big shoulders and bigger dreams. Then came director John Ford, a man as brilliant as he was brutal. Ford looked at this awkward, quiet kid and said, "You've got something." But that name, Marion Morrison, won't do. And just like that, John Wayne was born. But success didn't come easy. Wayne slogged through 80 low-budget westerns in a decade. He was ready to quit acting, until Stagecoach changed everything. Ford insisted the studio cast Wayne. They didn't want him. He wasn't famous enough. But Ford threatened to walk. The gamble paid off. Wayne's first close-up in Stagecoach, that zoom-in, rifle in hand, eyes of steel, turned him into an icon. He was paid just $3,700, but the moment made him immortal. From then on, John Wayne wasn't just he was America. Tough, simple, righteous. At least, that's what people thought. What they didn't see was how much he suffered to protect that image. On the set of The Searchers, Ford humiliated him, making him redo a simple scene 17 times. Wayne never argued. He believed greatness demanded pain. He was right. That movie is now considered one of the greatest ever made. But his real pain came off-screen. 3 marriages, 3 heartbreaks, and countless rumors. His first wife, Josephine, gave him 4 kids, but Hollywood stole him away. Then came Esperanza. She later wrote a book, not about the movie star, but about the lonely, broken man who watched his own legend fade. Wayne's career was a battlefield of its own. In Sands of Iwo Jima, he played a Marine so real that actual soldiers wept. He was knocked unconscious by an explosion during filming, and when he woke up, he wanted to keep shooting the scene. He didn't believe in weakness. He believed in finishing what he started, no matter the cost. Then came the Alamo, his dream project, his obsession. He mortgaged everything: his house, cars, even his yacht, to make it real. He built an entire replica of the Alamo by hand. 1.5 million adobe bricks, 7,000 extras, and scorching Texas heat. He nearly died making that film, and when it flopped, it broke him. But even at his lowest, Wayne never let anyone see fear. He'd stare straight into the camera, and America believed him. In 1964, the Duke met his greatest enemy yet, cancer. Doctors said his lungs were filled with it. 6 packs of cigarettes a day had finally caught up. They cut out a lung and 2 ribs, a 50% chance to live, and he made it. But instead of hiding, he went public. He wanted the world to know. He called it the Big C, appeared in commercials urging others to get checked. At a time when cancer was still taboo. That was the real courage. He beat it once. But 15 years later, it came back, this time in his stomach. He fought it till the end. He even played a dying gunslinger in The Shootist, a man facing cancer, knowing it would be his last film. He did his own stunts, gasping for breath between takes, hiding the oxygen tank just off camera. That wasn't acting. That was John Wayne saying goodbye. He died in 1979, age 72. And when he did, America cried. They'd lost more than a movie star. They'd lost the last cowboy. But death didn't silence the Duke, because when his will was opened, chaos erupted. He left nothing to Pilar, his third wife of over 20 years. Not a penny. Everything went to his 7 children from his first 2 marriages. And that decision shattered the family. Lawsuits followed. Bitterness boiled over. And for decades, the Wayne children fought over his legacy, even suing each other over who owned their father's name. The same man who symbolized unity on screen had left behind a family divided off it. And then came the biggest shock of all, his Newport Beach mansion. When they opened the sealed doors in 2011, it was like stepping into a time capsule. Every room still smelled faintly of cigar smoke. Stacks of movie scripts, boxes of letters, untouched wardrobes. His Green Beret from the Green Berets sold for $179,000. His cowboy hat from the Cowboys, $119,000. Even his driver's license sold for nearly $90,000. Fans called it a treasure, but others saw it differently. As a confession, a man who lived to embody strength and honor, yet whose personal life was built on chaos, pain, and contradiction. Among the artifacts were love letters from Marlene Dietrich, the woman many called the true love of his life. He was married when they met. She didn't care. Neither did he. For nearly 10 years, they lived in the shadows, loving and destroying each other in secret. When she died, she still called him my Duke. But perhaps the most controversial part of his story came not from his life, but from his words. In a 1971 interview with Playboy, Wayne said something that would haunt his legacy forever. "I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility." Those words, cold, unapologetic, shattered the image people had of their cowboy hero. He also said Native Americans were treated justly and called Midnight Cowboy perverted. For decades, people ignored it, but when those quotes resurfaced in 2019, the internet exploded. Some demanded that his name be erased from everything, even from John Wayne Airport in Orange County. Others defended him, saying he was a man of his time. But one thing's certain. The same man who built a legacy of honor also left behind a trail of division. Even his alma mater, USC, removed his exhibit in 2020, calling his words unacceptable. And so, 40 years after his death, America is still debating what John Wayne really stood for. Was he the hero he played, or a symbol of the darker truths this country didn't want to face? When you walk past his mansion today, it looks peaceful. But if walls could talk, they'd tell you everything Hollywood tried to forget. The pride, the pain, the passion, and the man behind the myth who lived like a cowboy and died like one too. Defiant, flawed, unforgettable. Because no matter how many decades pass, John Wayne's shadow still rides with America. The legend of a man who tried to be a hero and ended up becoming something even bigger, a mirror.